If you've never had the chance to go camping with your dad, then join me for a morning of camping. It's time for breakfast, so I'm gonna show you how to cook breakfast. We're gonna cook breakfast in a tent trailer. This little thing right here is the propane. That's the fuel. It's connected to a tube that goes in and hooks up to the stove. In this tent trailer, we've got the stove here. We've got our cooking equipment, which since I'm just cooking for myself today, I'm gonna do it in a pan. If I was cooking with kids or more than one, I'd do it on the griddle and I'd put it on both burners. Let's get started. Got my bacon here, got the pan. We'll put the bacon in the pan, start the match, set that over here. Hold it by the burner and then turn it on. Whenever you're cooking inside, you gotta make sure you have ventilation. We put the pan on. You can adjust how high the flame is by turning the dial. While the bacon starts to cook, make sure you have a paper towel and a plate that you can put the cooked bacon on. I'm going to turn it a little bit early and just keep an eye on it. This is not a non-stick pan, so I don't care about using a metal spatula on the pan. When you're cooking food, the ideal thing is to have all of your food ready at the same time. Bacon takes the longest, so we start with that. What I'm going to have next is eggs. So I want to have the eggs ready. I'm going to attempt to fry them because that's my preference. Ooh, I got to find the salt and pepper. If you and I were camping together, what things would you want to do? Put that in the comments. Got my salt and pepper. I'm also going to have some hot chocolate with this, so I'm going to start the water heating now. Keep the bacon turning. But now I got to watch it closely. It'll go from cooked to burned very quickly. And we don't want that. Looks pretty good. As soon as I take those out, I'm going to turn the stove off because I want the pan to cool just a little bit before I put the eggs in. If the pan's still warm, we're going to try to get our eggs cracked nicely into the pan. Now, at this point, you will tell whether your trailer is level or not. Because if it's not, your eggs will go to one side, and it looks like we're pretty good, but a little bit down this way. So I'll put the second one over there. I'm going to go ahead and salt them. People are telling me don't salt till after. I've always salted before. So I'm just going to keep doing it. And I like pepper. When I cook for stepmom, she doesn't like pepper. I like my yolks popped on the inner membrane. Just go like that, shake it in there a little bit, and it stays inside the inner membrane. So it spreads out the yolk a little bit. Since I'm camping, I want to minimize the dishes I make. I'm just going to wipe this off, and this will be the fork that I use to eat. Put this over on a hot pad, start the stove again, and move it back. I'm going to just put most of the pan to the back so the heat is right underneath the eggs. About medium heat. These sides will burn first because they're the thin sides, so I'm going to tuck those in just a little bit. While the eggs are cooking, I'm going to check the water. It feels warm. Whenever this is hot, you got to make sure you use a hot pad or something to grab it with. This is going to be a good breakfast. They are ready to turn. As soon as I turn these, put the bacon back in to reheat. Now I can shut this stove off. I can shut this stove off because there's enough residual heat to finish cooking. Stir my hot chocolate. If you're growing up and your dad hasn't been in your life, I hope you're enjoying this vicarious experience by camping with me. But I want you to remember, even if you didn't have these opportunities growing up, you can still have them as an adult with your own family if you choose to do so. You just have to watch more of My Stepdad channel to figure out what to do. Put those on the plate. Well, we got some orange juice. Stoves are off. Grab my fork. Grab our camping napkin and enjoy our breakfast. We got more marshmallows than we're going to use for s'mores, so we'll put that in just to add a little bit of creaminess to our hot cocoa. If you're growing up and your dad's not in your daily life, go to maptomanhood.org and download the guide that'll help you learn some of the lessons that you might not otherwise get. Always remember, you can still succeed even though your dad may not be in your daily life, and you do have a dad that loves you. And I'll see you on the next video. Success. Next time we'll do pancakes too. Camping breakfast.